In order to transform a nation, especially countries that have been devastated by conflict and violence, you need to transform the minds of a new generation, especially the way they perceive the other. Too long, these countries have been devastated.
And as the world is blowing up around us and being set on fire, I think that's becoming increasingly true for all of us.
I was born into the civil war in Sri Lanka. And many of my generation, we went to school saying goodbye to our parents, not sure if we would come back, because terrorist groups would come and blow themselves up in the city, trying to target areas of high concentration of civilians, just to cause chaos and panic. There was so much anger, hate, fear. It was a difficult time in our country for many people. It was worse for people who were living in the north, right in the midst of the conflict. And when we look back after 30 years of war, there's nothing that we've accomplished as a nation. And if you can help a next generation see that their assumptions about the other were wrong, those negative stereotypes were incorrect, and believe that they're stronger together and they together can transform the nation.
What we need to do is to see how we channel the mindset of the youth, to tell them, no, there is another way.
The organized nonviolent resistance is the most powerful weapon that oppressed people can use in breaking loose from the bondage of oppression.
If you look at mass movements and you compare those that relied primarily on nonviolent methods, strikes, boycotts, all kinds of unarmed methods of prosecuting the conflict led by civilians, and you compare those against the campaigns that waged their struggle using arms, the nonviolent campaigns have about a 2-to-1 success advantage.
All the conflicts that have happened from the beginning of mankind, no one won. Someone loses at a very personal level or a very communal level. War is painful.
If hate, prejudice, misinformation, and propaganda can do so much damage in our beautiful world, how much more can love, understanding, integration, innovation, and truth do? Our generations of young men and women across the world in conflict-ridden nations don't have to make the same mistake.
It is time for people to stop wanting to advance themselves as individuals. We do not inherit the earth. We are just holding it in trust for the next generation.
At some point, this fight will stop. I think the world should stand by our side, by the side of those who lives with this hope of peace. Together we can make the world a better place. If divided, we never can achieve that goal.
Peace is a win-win situation in that you can be yourself and you can be free to be yourself. Whatever that is, you're not restricted physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, not to be yourself.
It is quite remarkable to see what real results when young people dare to dream.
The youth are at the epicenter of change in our context, so we need to be positive and give them positive skills to help them deal with conflict, but also to help them deal with progress. You know, they're in charge of their destiny. So Global Unites is a foundational organization that helps and equips youth to do these things.
I constantly hope that as a movement, we shall be able to engage the youth to view themselves as the change agents in whichever community or region they come from, that they do not have to pick up arms to get change.
We believe that with time, with effort, with help, and also with partnership. It's important. This is a partnership. We don't necessarily just want your money. No, we want your partnership. We want you to join us spiritually, emotionally, mentally in building and planting these seeds for progress and change.
It's not enough for me to sit in kind of the ivory tower and find new information based on the lived experiences of these people that I'm then translating into large-scale findings, and then not try to find where the people are trying to put these things to use and try to share what others have learned.
For me as an entrepreneur myself, why do I invest? Number one, is the integrity of the people there to truly make a difference? Number two, do they have the tool sets and the capabilities of turning money into energy that makes a difference in the lives of these people? And absolutely yes.
Change is not going to happen overnight. It's going to require a generation that has a vision to transform their country. They work together across communal lines. They have a vision and they strive together, and they ensure that they're not going to halt progress by another cycle of violence. They speak aggressively against prejudice and hate, and they speak passionately about a vision to transform their nation. And they work tirelessly to ensure that vision is accomplished. Change can happen.